Hey y'all, Dan here. It's Saturday morning, about 10 a.m. It's a chilly 35 or less degrees, but it's a beautiful day. Sun is shining, the skies are clear, and I am going to attempt a kayak recovery. So when I was on a recent trip, I saw a boat, kayak, floating upside down in the water, kind of over in some trees. It wasn't where I could recover it at that time, and so I thought, well, I'll go back today and see if I can recover that and try to get it back to its rightful owner. It may or may not be there. It's been a few days since I last saw it, but I'm going to check, and if I can recover it, fine. If not, I've got stuff to set up, make me some coffee, maybe even a little bit of a fire, and just enjoy this beautiful day. So let's get to it. Well, I did not see the boat. I don't think I could have paddled by it, just missed it, but it's possible. I saw it twice on my recent trip when I was heading out and then heading back in. So maybe somebody got it. I don't think there would be enough current to move it, especially since it was upside down and lodged in a tree. And there was some pretty good current the day we saw it, and the next day it was still there. So who knows? Maybe somebody got it. If they did, great, good for them. The people that lost it maybe came and recovered it, so that's good. But since I brought stuff to make coffee and build a little fire, I'm going to do that. I got me a good spot here. I've actually stopped here once before for a little what I call a day camp like this. And I think the last time I was here, I saw Michael Jordy and one of his daughters. They came paddling up in their canoe. What's saying kayaks? I can't remember, but I saw Michael and his daughter. They paddled up and we visited for a little bit. I've seen him at the Sipsey Fork River race a couple times. We've messaged a lot online. Great guy. So anyway, Michael, I'm back in the same spot and just going to hang out here for a little bit and enjoy this cold but beautiful winter day. First cup of coffee. It's a good one. I'm just sitting here. Take two. I'm just sitting here enjoying this coffee and the sunshine. It feels good at moments, and the wind picks up every now and then. It's a little cool, but overall it feels good, and the sunshine feels great. I think part of it is I let my fire get low and I loaded it up, and it's hadn't caught up yet. Once it does, it's keeping me warm too. But yeah, it's just a beautiful day on Cotaco Creek. I mentioned earlier I've been at this spot before. You can see this kind of open, barren area. This is all underwater in the summer. That's why there's nothing growing here. This is all under about a foot or two of water, and yeah, they draw it down for the winter, but it makes for a good place to stop. It's mostly firm. It's just a little soft, but it's not muddy. It's not slick. It's so yeah, it's a good place to stop and hang out, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to finish this cup of coffee and just enjoy some more of this peace and quiet. So when I started paddling this morning, it was in the mid-30s and chilly, but it wasn't too bad. But once I got on the water, my hands got cold. And I thought I was going to be okay because I've got these, let me turn away from the sun so you can see. So I've got these neoprene gloves that I got off Amazon, Zucker. I have no idea. I'm not a gear nerd. I don't do a lot of research. I just kind of look at reviews and number of purchases and just kind of be like, look at the price. But neoprene gloves, which I have for colder, and especially if I think my hand's going to get wet. I thought they were supposed to keep my hands relatively warm. Well, they didn't. My fingers were, man, they were hurting. They were so cold. And part of the problem too is I'm in my Dagger Katana, which is a whitewater boat. I got my whitewater paddle, which is the Werner Desperado. And you can tell it doesn't have the little drip rings on it, like you have on a lot of wreck paddles. And so as I'm paddling, water's running up the shaft to my fingers and the gloves. But again, I thought the neoprene would really help hold in my body heat on my fingers, but I don't know, maybe my fingers don't generate a lot of heat, and maybe I'm old and my circulation is getting bad. I don't know, but I was sorely disappointed in how cold my fingers were on the paddle out this morning. So I might try another pair of gloves. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those. It may just be, again, me. Could have just been a fluke thing, I don't know, but I'm gonna wear them on the way back. And like I said, I might try another pair. If you got any suggestions, let me know. Now, while I'm talking about gloves, let me admit that I know that mitts are probably better, you know, because they keep your fingers together and they're all in there in one area, and that helps your fingers share heat between another. But of course, obviously, you don't have the dexterity or the movement or maybe the grip with mitts that you do with individual fingers like those gloves I'm talking about. So again, you know, maybe mitts are the answer. I don't have any, but I've long heard that those are better than just actual fingered gloves. I'm warm natured, and like my core and everything stays fairly warm, you know, in this cold weather with layers and dressing right. But for whatever reason, whew, my hands aren't quite as tolerant, so I got to figure that out. All right, back to the coffee. Look at that beautiful little ridge up there. Trees scattered on it. Kind of wraps around. That's maybe not a creek, but at least some kind of a runoff for the area that goes in right there on the other side of that little rise where the grass and the log is. Again, all this is underwater except for that grass. I think it sticks up even in the summer, but all this underwater in the summer. But it's barren now. I'm just sitting here burning whatever I can find. Some limbs that's fallen off of these trees through here. Some of it's just driftwood that's come up here. You know, and I'll tell you, the thing about driftwood is, first of all, if it's dry, you know, it'll burn pretty good, but you don't want to cook over it. That stuff's got a weird smoke, smell, whatever to it. I cooked some kind of kielbasa or something. What was it? It was like kielbasa. It was a little different, but anyway, it cooked it over some driftwood, and it about made me sick. It was not good, but anyway. But fortunately, right now, anyway, the wind's blowing away from me. I've had to move like 6 times, but I've got just a hodgepodge of whatever I can find on here. But it's definitely keeping me warm. I actually came out of my little tech hoodie, my synthetic hoodie. I've got a thicker one right here on my chair. That's my River King hoodie, and it's thicker. If I get cold, I'll put it on, but I hadn't needed it so far because with the sun and the fire, like I said, I've already had to actually delayer one time. And plus, wearing black or dark colors helps because, you know, it attracts the light and the heat. And so, yeah, I'm staying very comfortable. Got my beanie off at the moment. But just enjoying this nice, quiet day out on Cotaco Creek. And sitting by this fire and thinking about 2025 and what my plans and goals are, and trying to make sure whatever I have in mind lines up with what the good Lord wants for me. And so I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this peacefulness and just rest in the quiet and in the calm. So I decided to walk up this little ridge that was right next to where I've set up for the day, which is right down there. I don't know if you can see my boat through the trees. But anyway, so I know that most of Cotaco Creek is TVA land, but in a lot of places you don't have a real wide berth before you hit private land. when I got up to the top of this hill, there's a birdhouse there. There's one over there. They could be TVA, but I don't know. Nothing really other than that that's kind of out of place. But other than that, it's just more woods at the top of this little ridge. But it's pretty up here. You can see all through there, and then down there is Cotaco Creek. And maybe when I get home, work on this video, I can look at a elevation map and see how high up this is. It was a pretty good walk. I had to wait a few minutes till I quit breathing hard so I could record. So, to be honest. But now I'm gonna head back down. Didn't realize I had made a big X. Almost looks like I'm trying to be rescued. Fire's put out. Just got to put my chair up, get everything situated in my boat. Then I'll be headed back to the truck. It's been a great, relaxing day on Cotaco Creek. And it's actually gone by a lot quicker than I had wanted. It's after 3. Sunset's around 4:30 or so, and so I've got plenty of time, but go ahead and wrap everything up and gonna pack it up and take my time getting back to the truck. So I'm going to do that now, and I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me on Cotaco Creek on this lazy winter Saturday.